Hello, my name is Tony Dong. At G20, Ivanka Trump takes the spotlight, and a seat as leaders met behind closed doors. Ivanka briefly sat in her father's chair during a session on African development, as the World Bank president spoke. U.S. President Donald Trump shared the G20 spotlight on Saturday with his daughter and advisor Ivanka Trump, as she helped launch a loan program for women and caused a stir by briefly occupying her dad's seat at the table with world leaders. Ivanka, who ran an eponymous clothing and jewelry business before taking a formal job at the White House, has made women's issues one of her signature policy areas, and the G20 revealed the power she wields as a trusted confidant to the president. The World Bank used the occasion to launch a public-private loan program aimed at providing over $1 billion to support women entrepreneurs in developing countries, a project Ivanka first initiated just 5 months ago. "This is not a cute little project," World Bank President Jim Kim said at the kickoff, attended by 6 of the 20 world leaders at the summit, plus leaders from other donor countries and IMF Managing Director Christine Lagarde. "This is going to be a major driver of economic growth in the future. And it's going to drive gender equality at the same time," Kim said. He underscored the importance of having a champion like Ivanka Trump to galvanize action on an important issue. When Ivanka sat on Trump's seat later, as leaders met behind closed doors, Ivanka briefly sat in her father's chair during a session on African development, as the World Bank president spoke. Her appearance triggered a flurry of tweets and caught the attention of mass circulation Daily Bild, which carried a photograph of her on its website with the headline "Trump's replacement Ivanka Trump suddenly appears at negotiating table." German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who has worked with Ivanka on related issues, dismissed the kerfuffle at a news conference after the G20 summit ended. "The delegations decide who will sit at the table if the president isn't there, which can happen from time to time. And Ivanka belongs to the U.S. delegation," Merkel said, noting other delegations do the same thing. "It's well known that she works in the White House and is responsible for several initiatives," Merkel said. The World Bank said the Fund for Women Entrepreneurs had attracted $325 million from donors including Germany, the United States, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, and would be matched by hundreds of millions of dollars in additional private capital. The program, which aims to start awarding loans before year-end, will work with governments to improve laws and regulations that are stifling women entrepreneurs and push banks to free up funds for female-owned businesses. It will also create an online mentoring tool to match women business owners in developing countries with advisors such as Ivanka Trump, Kim said. As for Trump, he told leaders at the World Bank event that he was very proud of Ivanka. "A champion. She's a champion. If she weren't my daughter, it would be so much easier for her," Trump said, drawing laughter. "Might be the only bad thing she has going, if you want to know the truth," he said.
Ivanka has her father's ear, and in some respects, especially women's rights, she seems closer to German and EU positions than her father. Therefore it makes good sense to talk to her, and let her do the talking with her dad. Of course this kind of approach is associated with medieval monarchies than modern presidencies, but Trump is more of a monarch than a president. The Germans have a word for this kind of thing, it's called realpolitik. Superficially the G20 was a damp squib, but for Germany the fringe benefits may well be more useful than the big set pieces. With her deep understanding of the Russian language, Merkel found an effective way of dealing with Vladimir Putin. With her deepening understanding of Ivanka, she may have found an effective way of dealing with Donald Trump. Thank you for watching. For the follow-up, subscribe to the channel yourself here. That being a part of his administration has placed her in a difficult position. "If she weren't my daughter, it would be so much easier for her," Trump said. "Might be the only bad thing she has going, if you want to know the truth." The G20 summit is not the first time she has accompanied her father on his foreign trips. During their trip to Saudi Arabia in May, Ivanka Trump spoke at a roundtable about women's rights and empowerment. At the summit in Hamburg, she and her husband participated at a bilateral meeting with Merkel. Trump and her father also participated in a World Bank session on women's entrepreneurship. Thank you for watching. For the follow-up, subscribe to the channel yourself here.